Have any of you ever been a victim to identity theft? According to the TransUnion website, about every 19 minutes, someone becomes a new victim to identity theft. For me personally, I never thought I would become a victim to identity theft, but this thought changed a couple of weeks ago. My boyfriend and I were staying in two separate rooms in a hotel in Paris, Texas, when I get a phone call about 10:45 that night of a lady telling me that they've been having a problem with stealing in the hotel. And when we checked into the hotel, we forgot to pay a $50 fine that we would get back once we left. Luckily, I thought she seemed a little fishy, and so I didn't give her any of my information. But I did tell her about my boyfriend staying a couple doors down, so she decided to give him a call. She gave him the same speech she gave me, and he fell for it. So we immediately called the front desk, and they had never heard of such a thing. So we checked his bank account, and $100 is already missing. So he was smart and went ahead and moved all his money into a separate account. Long story short, they didn't get any more money, and he did get his money back. And come to find out, his money was being sent to a jail in Florida for bail money. Identity theft is more than a crime. It is a deceitful fraud that can destroy people's lives. It can take years to find, and it's rarely unreported. Identity theft is the fastest growing crime in America. According to Webster's Dictionary, identity theft is the illegal use of someone's personal information to obtain money or credit. This is a crime that is happening to more and more people, and it's becoming an even harder case to figure out. Businesses and people are suffering everywhere. Most of the time, these crimes go unreported and rarely investigated. Police lack the personnel and expertise to investigate the smaller crimes. Police even say it's a slim chance to find the theft. Although it may be a hard crime to solve, you should still report the crime. Once you become aware of what has happened to you, you should contact your bank and credit card companies to make them aware too. Even if you don't find the theft, you should still report the crime so you can work back getting back to you what was stolen. So how do the imposters steal your identity anyways? Well, as our technology has grown, so has the fraud. These are discovering new ways to hack our information and steal our personal information. According to the TransUnion website, studies have shown that it's becoming more common for those to steal your identity to be the ones closest to you. One study found that 32% of victims discovered a family member or a relative that was responsible for stealing your identity. That same study showed that 18% were victimized by a friend, neighbor, or employee. Many people don't realize how easy it is to steal your personal information without having to break into your home. You never know who may be lurking the corner trying to steal your personal information or looking over your shoulder watching you put your PIN number in. Some criminals will even go through the dumpster to look for unshredded information. According to Phoenix-based cyber expert Mark Pribish, criminals look for specific information such as usernames, passwords, PIN numbers, social security numbers, phone numbers, utility account numbers, bank account numbers, credit account numbers, employment ID numbers, student ID numbers, driver's license numbers, insurance ID numbers, and college financial aid information. So now that you know to report the crime and how it could happen to you, now how do you protect yourself from it? If and when you become a victim to identity theft, it is not uncommon for victims to suffer multiple forms of fraud. Some people may not even find they got hacked until years later. Protecting yourself against identity theft is always easier than having to go back and clear your name and credit history years later after the fact. It takes an average victim $500 and 30 hours to resolve the crime. According to the Bank of America website, there are 10 ways you can protect yourself from identity theft. First, guard your social security number, your PIN number, and your account number. You never want to give anyone easy access to your information. Next, make sure you are monitoring your bank statements. Again, you never know who will be looking through your dumpster of your unshredded information, so make sure you are shredding all of your documents. When you are sharing your personal information online, make sure all your websites are secure. Also, guard your laptop and cell phones. Always make sure you keep copies of your cards and documents and keep them on record. Treat your mail with care. Next, avoid phishing scams, and finally, be cautious when you're using ATMs. By following these steps, you can save yourself a lot of time, money, and prevent yourself from your credit being destroyed. In conclusion, there is no question that identity theft is a growing problem for people everywhere. Identity theft will continue to grow and destroy people's lives. Knowing these facts can be vital in protecting your life. On average, 500,000 new victims are affected each year. Don't be another statistic.